Is it working? Oh wait, my face. My face is gone. There we go. Okay, delete this one. What is going on with YouTube? What is going on at all? What in the world? It says I'm live on my phone. Maybe let's edit this here. There we go. Alright, I have no idea what that was about. Yeah, there we go. Maybe if I reload now. Videos. Live. There we go, there we go. What's going on? Why is the quality so bad? Where's OBS? There it is. Video. Okay, because it's active. Okay, that's fine. There we go. But today, we're going to be ranking Slay the Spire cards arbitrarily. Now, do I know what that means? Do I know what that's gonna entail? Absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. Because it's arbitrarily. So, we're gonna start coming up with ideas. We're gonna spend about 30 minutes figuring out what we want to like rank them based off of on this wheel here. And just to let you all know that we do need a sort of, we need about like maybe 10, 15, even 20 of them before we can get going. And then we just add them, and then we spin the wheel, and then it'll just amount to way, like, continuously add more things that we have to rank them based off of. It's gonna get crazy, but I'm excited. So the first thing that comes to my mind whenever I'm thinking Slay the Spire is how is energy. But energy is like something that can be like, it's a statistic. It's not something that we can just say is like, I feel like this energy is more. So we need to maybe, what if we thought about a card's energy in a different way? Maybe it's not the energy that is like the statistical energy. Maybe it's the energy that it makes us feel like the excitement. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all of the defect stands, but a lot of his cards don't make me feel like I have a lot of energy. I guess I'm looking at his cards right now. I take that back. Some cards just don't feel like they add too much to my life. Like, they don't hinder me in any way. They don't help me in any way, if you know what I mean. So I think that a good starting point would be Yeah, anger would most definitely give me some sort of energy. Um, would be energy it gives me. Motivation, I guess. Motivation or disappointment. If I can spell. I cannot spell. I'm still not. Yeah, alright, it'll help me. It'll help me there. So, that's a good starting point, but it's not just about how a card makes you feel, right? It has to do with like a card has some features that are not like really that don't some people may say don't really matter. But to me they matter. Like it doesn't really matter how red something is. To many people no. But to me a red is red you could see it throughout YouTube, right? You see those little arrows pointing down at the face, and that like boosts like views or clickbait or whatever. But at the end of the day, it does matter. And a lot of these cards do have red. A lot of these cards are quite red, and like anger. I swear this is not just to help out anger. I'm not looking at anger like, all right, you're going in S tier, bucko. Um, but because now looking at anger, it doesn't even have all that redness. Its beta art is very red, but it itself is not that red. So then we got that brings us to an ultimate point. The point that like every single card needs to be ranked off of. It's beta art. Now, if you don't know what that is, each card has its own sort of has two arts. One's beta, one's the one that you normally use. And the beta art is basically like a silly drawing of it. Like it is quite funny. Some of them are funny, some of them are just brutal. And really it's based off of how if it does whatever it's meaning to do well. Like if it's meaning to be funny, it better be hilarious, you know. But beta arts matter so much. Some of them I even use the beta art over the normal art, just because sometimes the beta art is just strictly better. So I'm down for any more suggestions, but I mean I could keep going here. There's so many ways you could rank these cards in such stupid ways, but you know, is it really stupid if it's my way of ranking them? Yes, but I'm still gonna rank them because it's my show. How about we could go based off of emotions too. We could go back to emotions. How about a little bit of how scared do they make me? Like, does it actually scare me? Like, something could sound scary. Like the name of it could be scary, but if the art is just like body slam. Hold on, let me pull that up. Let's go to OBS here. Got body slam here. That's body slam sounds like it'd be scary, but literally this guy's giving this guy a chest bump that's a little bit too strong. Now that might not be the best descriptor or best example, but I think it's a pretty fair example, don't you think? Like, I'm not gonna lie, that it looks kind of dumb, but so that would be an example of like a low fear. A high fear might be Let's see here. Looking at it, hemokinesis. Hemokinesis, the dude's literally taking his blood out of his hand. Whenever you think of hemokinesis, yeah, sure, it's blood drawing, which that's cool. But the example that they give here is just brutal. This guy is like taking the blood out of his hands and just, it's going straight from the vein. So we've got fear, we've got beta art, motivation, disappointment, and redness. Now we can't do two colors, can we? Oh, we can. We can do two colors. What happens if both of them appear? Well, we'll get to it whenever we get to it. No, I do not want any coupons. But we'll, what's my second favorite color? You guys don't know. I know. It's blue. Blue's cool. Blue is quite cool. So we'll add blue. Blue. Does not make any sense why red is green and blue is a greener green. But I think it adds a little bit to it. It adds a little bit to it. Here. Now what do we add? We've maybe how. Nah, we don't need to add anything too fast. We gotta take it step by step. Maybe add something that what if the card does something outside of the game? Like, I mean, it makes us fear, makes us motivation, disappointment. That's two examples of it. But what if it does something else? Like it satisfies something. Maybe satisfies if we're feeling a little bit hungry. It could satisfy that. It could satisfy our learning ability. It could satisfy our curiosity. What if it satisfies our want, our drive to just satisfy in general? Honestly, could be a great example. I honestly think they straight up satisfy, and then we determine what that means in the context, like depending on context, because something could satisfy in multiple ways, and that would boost its ranking. But one thing that we're also gonna I misspelled satisfy. Ignore that. It misspelled satisfy. Okay. But we've also got to take into consideration that these will compile. I don't know if I didn't mention that. These will add on to each other. I'll add a dash here. But if we're in the most recent one, that's the one that's gonna apply like the most power to it. Like, say something is like making us fear something, and then it's like also it has a great beta art that's really funny. But beta art was the first thing to appear. Then that means that the fear, since that was the most recent, that's gonna apply like more meaning to it. You'll get it as we go. But at the end of the day, we're gonna have pretty much everything apply, because every 5 or so cards will add another modifier to it. So let's maybe look at these cards a bit. Maybe how some of these are kind of making me a little exhausted. Like, imagine doing a whirlwind, but how about how hungry they make me? Please, thank you. If I'm getting hungry, looking at like, I don't know, whirlwind, because it's like doing those so many spins, or I guess the opposite, doing so many spins might make me feel a little queasy. I might rank that a little bit lower, and that'll work with satisfy as well. We could go with something that makes us feel a little maybe protected. But that goes along with all the stuff that we've added already. So we've got to go at a different angle. Maybe how smart something makes me feel. Because I'm not gonna lie, if I can make a Clash deck work, that feels so much better than whenever anything else works. Like, if I can make a Clash deck, like, pop off and win, I'll feel so smart. But if I make a normal body slam defense, I don't know why I'm going so mean on body slam. It's one of my favorite cards. But if I'm going for a block build, I won't feel so smart. I'll just feel like I'm just blocking. I'm just doing what the game wants me to. So we could go for smart. Well, I finally spelled one of them correctly. So what should be our next modifier? We've gotten how many? We've gotten 8. That's actually like more than I was expecting to like get out right off the bat. Like I was expecting to like temper expectations just a little bit. But we can let's see here. Let's look at these cards a bit, shall we? Let's look at these cards. How we could go based off of how buff that makes us feel, but at the same time, that's literally flex. That is like we can't add favoritism, but we can. But we can add favoritism. You know why? Because it's arbitrary. And I just realized that that's above my face now. Because it is arbitrary, we can absolutely have favorites here. There we go. It does not. That was a little bit too much text, but it'll be fine. Y'all can read that, right? Maybe not. But it's my ranking. You guys don't need to read. You guys can't read anyway. At least I don't think so. Maybe you guys could prove me wrong somehow, but oh yeah, you guys can absolutely not read that. Good, just how I want it. Here, maybe we could. We check back. We check back. I'm seeing Warcry. I'm seeing. What if we look at the other characters for ideas? We're starting off with the Ironclad, but we can look at the other characters for say some motivation. Like just like looking at someone else's paper, you don't need to create your own work. You just need to make it different enough so that way no one knows the difference. So or so that way someone can't tell that there was it was just ripped off. We've got adrenaline here. We've got maybe I know this is gonna sound dumb. What if I like a card more just because it's straight up just shiny? Like if a card's more pretty, then I'm more inclined to take it over a card that's ugly. Am I right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this, but sometimes people prefer taking the pretty things. So that was stealing from the silent. So let's steal from the defect next. Okay, Claw. Claw is my one of the top cards. One of the top cards. So we're we're just adding claw. I don't know what that means. You could explain it to me in the future, but it's just we're gonna have to figure it out in the future. But if it's like just it's claw, and claw is law. So I'm just gonna add that in there. We'll figure it out later. Maybe we won't, but I mean we're gonna have to. And now we have, it looks like an odd number, so 5. It looks like we already have 11. That is an amazing amount because we're trying to get up to like 20. 20 to start. We're gonna restart whenever we hit a new character because otherwise, trying to do 40 like modifiers to the Watcher when the Watcher is already so convoluted. But now it's time to steal from someone else. I'm gonna steal from the Watcher here. We're absolutely just going to yoink some ideas from her set. So if immediately I'm thinking anger, but we've already added anger, and there's a card named anger. However, as one of the chatters most brilliantly suggested, we can anger for the win indeed. As this next modifier is anger, and anger has such an advantage at this point on based off of like motivation, based off of redness, I guess less redness, based off of fear, so many things that it would be so disappointing to see it go as one of the first things, and it depends on how hungry does it make me. Because actually no, I take that back. Anger does make me feel hungry. But maybe based off of like beta art, that would be kind of disappointing. But it might happen. It might happen. This is completely arbitrary. It's arbitrary based off of the wheel. It's arbitrary based off of me. And right now it's my time to do the arbitrary points. And then it'll be the wheels and then back to me. So, what next? We've gotten quite a bit. Let me capitalize this real quick. There we go. We've got what next? We've got 12. It seems it says up there 12. Perfect. What next? So there are other. It's not a class, but there are other things that we can steal from. Other ideas. Got the colorless, and the curses. So maybe here's a thought. What's something that a lot of people have and like to joke about, even though it's not really that funny? And I'm gonna also joke about it. Trauma. There we go. Oops. It didn't expose anything. Don't worry. Trauma. Everyone likes to joke about trauma. Whether it's their own or someone else's. Honestly, if you're joking about other people's trauma, that's less cool. But you know, it's really funny because it's not funny at all, but people love making jokes about it. So yeah, I'm also going to. And I think we could steal even more from the colorless. Can we not? Like, maybe how richness, maybe how empty it may. No, I already said hungry, which is pretty much empty, but for food. We could how crazy is it? How disgusting or how dangerous it is, like if it was applied to real world. Because I'm not gonna lie, but let's look at the ironclad cards again. I'm not gonna be scared if I start combusting in the middle of the street. You're gonna be concerned about me. You're not gonna be concerned about the other person. Like, it might start up a fire, but like, are you really that terrified? If a fire explodes out of my chest, you'll be more concerned about me than anybody else. At least hopefully. Actually, I take that back. But how... Oh, we already have fear, but how real life? How does it work in real life? Um, what was the other one that I suggested? That was in the colorless. Um, there's a couple. You've got how... What was it? How holy or how pure. Um, you know, I did not think about this, but it totally makes sense in an arbitrary ranking. Why wouldn't we have something that it's my choice? Actually, no. Yeah, my choice is probably the best way to say it. And then maybe after that, maybe it's how maybe another idea. This is like the stupidest idea, and I will make the weight go down by a significant amount. But if it gets picked, I'll be upset. What about for how quickly does it appear in my run? Now, the reason why that's so stupid is because now in the middle of me playing the game, I'm going to have to play the entire game and like at a random point in time, and I will set, let's say 1-5 or 0.3. I said 0.3. How about I make everything 3? That's not what I did not mean to do 31. Let's make everything 3. So that way it is very unlikely for that to appear. But if it does, I'm gonna have to play this game in its entirety. And I don't want to do that, not gonna lie. And it's only gonna apply to 5 cards, because that's the one. It is the one modifier that is going to apply only to the 5 cards that I'm ranking. So I'm gonna rank 5 cards solely based off of it. Every 5 cards we're gonna roll a new thing that's gonna add on to it. This is the one thing that's not gonna add anything. It's just gonna be its own standalone guy. It's just gonna be there. And if it wants to appear immediately, that'll be great. But because we're ranking 5 cards, all 5 of those cards would have to appear pretty quickly before I would be ready to move on. So here we have 16 inputs. I'm wanting 20. I think that 20 is fair, because I don't trust that if out of these that how quickly does it appear is not going to show up. I have a feeling that if we roll, how many cards does Ironclad have? I probably should have checked that. Shoot, that's quite a bit. I'm going to be here for a while. I most definitely should have checked that before. Whoops. It looks like we're going to have to go through a lot. So I doubt that... Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's 150. No, it's not 150. It's like 75 or whatever. 70 to 75. Maybe 80. But okay, I was really worried there for a second. But maybe we have it due for every 8 to 10, maybe 10 cards. Every 10 cards we add a new one. But I'd rather go a little bit crazier faster. But to be honest, if we roll like Claw, it's gonna be crazy right off the gate. So let's go ahead. Let's add some more, and then we'll see how we're feeling after that. I'm gonna take my glasses off real quick because they do not feel good whenever my headphones are pressing them against my face. Um, Next, let's see here. What if I'm looking around me? I'm looking around, seeing some objects. How warm does it make me feel? And that could apply to how like wholesome it is, or how temperature wise. Cause it just depends on the card. Like, I'm not gonna lie, anger might raise my temperature, but it does not make me feel warm and good inside. So no, I would not rank that higher. But let's just say something like a flex. If someone were to flex around me, that would make me feel a little bit warm inside, a little bit shy, one might say. But I think warm is a great way to go. Then we can't end it on an odd number. We can't. So we gotta add a couple more, a little bit of ideas. Maybe how smooth. Like that's not gonna. That might not like. You might work with like warm or something, but it's same thing with pretty. Something could be pretty and warm, but at the same time they could also be different. So, like maybe blood is pretty. Blood is very pretty. But I think that there's a key difference in how pretty it is versus how warm it is. I just I just realized that like I completely misspelled the title. Did I spell it right there? Maybe? Maybe? Hello? I don't know if I spelled it right. It's fine. It'll be fine. I'm gonna copy and paste it real quick so that way I know. I swear I'm good at this. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alright. I'm curious about something. YouTube. Let's see how dumb YouTube is. That's okay. Perfect, perfect. Alright, that's awesome. I don't know. I just had to check if something stupid with YouTube works. It does not, but it's kind of funny. It's in its own right. But I think we need to add something. Maybe how? No, we've already added how motivated it is. Maybe is there like a way to change the colors? What? Is there a way to change the colors? Because I want prettier colors. Let's do yoink. That's a little bit difficult to look at. Maybe this could be cool. No, that's dead inside. It looks like, yeah. Let's just do the standard. I wish that there was a way to get like prettier colors on this wheel here, but that could be a good answer, or a good modifier. Does it spin? Does the card spin? That is all I want to know. Does the card like is the card actually like sword boomerang? That spins a little bit. Cleave 100% spins. Hold on. Let me show you cleave real quick here. Cleave 100% spins. Look at this. The dude's spinning around. It's spinning the heads off. Like, it is absolutely. It's spinning everywhere. Like, I'm curious about the beta art. Okay, that's. It's going in A tier if we're basing it off of beta art. Just a little spoiler there. So next, what do we have next? What do you think that we should look for? I think a good thing that we could look for is maybe big. I don't think I need to add too much more to that. I think it explains itself. Is big. Is it big? Is big? That is the question. Is big. Because otherwise, does it really matter? Like, if it's small, like, cool. But is big. And now we've made it to 20. That is what the goal is. The goal was. Now I need to pull up the rankings real quick. Does it like? Okay, it does. Okay, let me yoink that there. There we go. Yeah. Lister. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna look at Slay the Spire. We're gonna slay the Spire relics, slay the Spire enemies. Watcher, silent, ironclad cards. Alright, there we go. There we go. Let's go and let's pick. That's the wrong one. There we go. Gotta love the little ads. Gotta love them. You gotta love it. Alright. So now we finally get to the important part. Well, this is so zoomed out. Can we zoom in? How do we zoom in? I have no clue. So let's do window capture 2, and then we're gonna look at spin the wheel. There we go. Perfect. There we go. We've got everything set up. I think it's time. I think it's time we start ranking. Now, what's our first card gonna be? Oh shoot, it's anger. It's anger. Oh boy. So what in the world happened here? Oh my gosh. The world? There we go. Did not realize I was just gonna like set that thing to way over there. There we go, that's fine. So now we have anger. We're not gonna put this as never used. F. Maybe trash card. Never. Let's change never want to see again. And then S is always take. Because arbitrary rankings should 100% dictate whether or not you should pick something. It absolutely should. Why shouldn't it? You can't tell me otherwise. I think that if something isn't, let's just say, I think it's about time we spin that wheel. I think if something isn't, okay, come on, that's a little bit loud. There we go. If something isn't, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dang it, and what card do we, the odds of that, the first card that we're ranking is anger. You always take anger. I mean, it's literally in the name, anger. Do we need any more proof? I mean, I could. Let's look at this. Anger, literally looks anger. Look at this, anger, in the name. It is anger. Perfect card to start off with. Perfect way to dictate what we're doing. So this is the perfect display of what insanity is about to ensue. This is gonna be nuts. So you've got anger. I forgot to hide it. I'll be back in 1 second. I have something for this. We're back. Oh yeah, we're totally back. Look what I've got here. I'm totally gonna break something with this. We've got my ye old whiteboard right here. This is gonna help us keep in track of what we're going to be ranking it based off of. Thank goodness I brought the marker. I did not want to walk back over there. Hold on. This is being a little annoying. Alright. Why am I out of breath? I swear I'm not out of shape. I swear it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, first card, anger. This is... Marker, please. Thank you. We got this whiteboard here, and we're gonna go anger. Now, do I have a place for this whiteboard? Absolutely not. Does that work? So a marker fell. So we've got anger. And you know where anger's going. You know where anger's going. Absolutely. Does it really shock anybody? Where anger's going? It's going in S tier. You always take anger. Every single time. All the time. Next card. We're looking at... Oh. Armaments. Does this make me angry? No. It's a fine card. Doesn't make me angry at all whenever I get to pick it up. It's a decent card. But... does it make me angry that it's gonna apply so low? That is the only saving grace that is keeping it out of F tier. Is I'm angry that it is in D tier. I'm angry that it is in F tier. But I can't raise it 2 rankings based off of the fact that it makes me angry that it's low. So we got that's going in D tier. That's going in D tier. If you're mad about that ranking, be mad. It is my arbitrary rankings. You guys can rank your own arbitrary ways. You get out of here. That's all I've got to say to you. It's all I've got to say. So, next up, next card. Next card up is Barricade. Does this make me angry? Kind of makes me angry about the energy cost. That's one way. But is that enough to change his ranking at all? Not really. I mean, it's a fine card. Does it make me angry that it's so low? No. Sometimes it... I feel like Barricade being in F tier is a perfect place to put it. Do I have any reason why I feel like it should be that low? Absolutely not. But it's my arbitrary ranking. It is my arbitrary feeling that it is objectively better than yours. The reason why is because I've got this whiteboard. Now, if you had, say, a whiteboard, would your opinion matter? Maybe, but you don't. So, If that makes you angry, then I'll put you in S tier. Next up, we have Bash. Now, Bash is kind of an angry card. It's a fairly angry card. You're bashing someone. Well, let's look at the beta art real quick. I know we're not ranking it off of it, but it does matter a little bit. That looks pretty angry. That slime is getting brutalized. That slime is getting wrecked. Now, if to me, that seems fairly angry. Am I wrong? It's not too angry, so I'm not gonna move it higher than like a B or C, but I think a B for Bash. And that's what Arbitrary is all about. It should have been in C. I know it should be in C, but because the letter matches letter, it's my arbitrary ranking. I feel like it should be a B. So next up, we have Battle Trance. Now, what do you think Battle Trance is referring to? Is Battle Trance referring to what many people may think Battle Trance is referring to is how whenever you're angry or in the zone, you're gonna want to fight someone. You're angry. You're in this mood that you just want to crush somebody. But I believe differently. I believe, where's Battle Trance? It's making me angry not being able to find it, that's for sure. Battle Trance. Let's look at the beta art. This guy isn't angry. This guy is just having his own little peace. He is in peace right now. He is not frustrated about anything. He is in his own little world. Battle Trance, this guy is 100% fine. He's not angry at all. So that's why I'm playing. Oops. All right, there we go. That's fine. That's why I'm playing Battle Trance in a D. The only reason why it's getting a D is because it took me so long to find it that I was getting frustrated. Next up, we've got Berserk, and that's going in S tier. Below Anger, admittedly. Let's make this bigger. How do I make you bigger? I can't make this bigger. Shoot. Dang. I really wish I could make this wider, like full screen this, but I can't. And that makes me a little angry, so that's why I'm putting this tier list in an S tier. Next up, we've got Blood for Blood. Now, one might think that Revenge is a perfect example of rage. And that's where you'd be wrong. See, rage isn't about waiting for your opponent. Anger is not about seeing your opponent get riled up and then you follow suit. No, anger is you taking your sword and you're gonna bash him over the head whether he's nice to you or not. So this is an F tier. It's below armaments. Now bloodletting, there's a little bit of self-hate here. He needs to go into therapy, so he's B for bloodletting, you know. I hate Battle Trance armament. Okay, everything else doesn't follow that, but Bash and bloodletting do. Why are there so many B cards that like start with a B? And C it looks like too. Oh, it's just because there's so many cards. Next up is Bludgeon. Now this card, let me show you this beta art real quick. That's not the beta art. Let me turn the beta off here. Let's look at Bludgeon real quick. Look at how much damage that. Look at this. Oh my gosh, this is anger I've ever seen it. This satisfies everything. Down to the very core. It shivers their timbers. That dude doesn't have any timbers left. Dude is timber. So that thing is, I'm sorry, I can't in good faith put it in S tier. It is going to the tippy top of A tier. I just advocated for it to go into S tier the whole way, but I didn't put it there. Why? I don't know. We are getting down to the last portion of this of the first set of rankings. We can add some more insanity after that. So next ranking, body slam. You F tier. Get out of here. I never want to see you again. You do not make me angry. The only thing you make me angry is how no, actually it just doesn't make me angry. That's the point. That's why it's an F tier. If it made me angry even a little bit, it would go higher. But no, it doesn't. It doesn't make me angry at all. So let me make my face a little bit bigger because I feel like I'm more important. That's a little bit too big. Never mind. I'm shy. I'm putting my face away. Next up, we've gone past 10. It is finally time to roll the wheel again. We've gotten anger. It is now time to rank cards not just off of anger. I took anger off. Not just based off of anger, but even more importantly, how smirk does it make me feel? How smirk do I feel right now? Let me tell you, I could get a PhD if I wanted to, brother. There we go. Smart. You can't even read that. It's because you're not smart enough. It's totally not because it's like too small. But shoot, I forgot to make it. There we go. Now how smart do I feel whenever I'm ranking some of these cards? And why did I assume a southern accent whenever I'm now trying to be smart? I don't know. But let's look at some of these cards real quick. Brutality. Now, as an intellectual, I feel that brutality sometimes detracts from the ingenuity of the human brain. And that is why brutality gets a D tier. Now, there is sometimes whenever you gotta be brutal. I don't know why I'm continuing this accent after I said that I would stop, but you know what? I'm going with it. This entire ranking right now, I'm doing the southern accent. So, brutality, there's some merit to it. There's some. But it's not the smartest. Now, Burning Pact. Now, if there's anything I've heard that's smart from the internet, is to make contracts with people you have no idea, that you have no idea who they are. That is the smartest thing I've ever heard. So you always take the Burning Pact. It always makes you smart. However, we're also ranking it based off of how anger. That's the reason why brutality is here. That is why Burning Pact does not, in fact, get an S tier. Because it does not make me angry to take a pact with someone who I do not trust. So, however, Carnage. Now, some Carnage, that's pretty smart. Like some people don't think it's smart, but I do. Oh, I do. I think it's very smart to have a little bit of carnage. You know, set the standards. It's very angry too, but I don't think it's the smartest thing. But I do think that it gets a better than Burn Impact in A tier. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Next ranking. We're going through these rapid fire pace. Clash. Now, if I can make a Clash deck work, ooh. I hate this accent. Please get me out of here. If I can make a Clash deck work, I feel the smartest I've ever been. So that's gonna go in right between Berserk and Anger there. Oh yes, sir. Please get me out of here. I want to get through this so fast. I'm tired of this southern accent. Next up is Cleave. Now that's, why would you slice through one person whenever you can slice through 3 people? That's smart, but it's not angry. So I'm only putting that in B tier. If it was based off of anger alone, it's only mid B tier. If it was based off of anger alone, it'd probably be a D tier. But as this is also based off of smartness, and is more importantly based off of smartness, that makes slashing through 3 heads in one swing is very smart. In fact, why would you shoot a gun at one person if you're being attacked by 5 people whenever you could just use 1 bullet to take care of all of them? That's all I gotta say. Next up, please say we're close to finished. Oh gosh, we're only halfway done. Next up we got Clothesline. Now, I don't line up my clothes. I find that it's better to just, you know, dry it using a drying machine, so I'm putting that in F tier. There's a little bit of anger, not too much though, but it's more of an F tier because you don't line up your clothes. You put that in the dryer and then you have yourself a day. But next up, you've got, what's this? I can't even read. Combust. Now, I think it's very, very, very smart to combust just randomly on the street. It makes people scared. It freaks them out. But it's not the smartest deal because you can only do it once in your life. And it's really after your death. So we're only pulling that in B tier. I would love to put it higher, but I don't know. Now, corruption. Now, seeing as I'm very smart, C stands for corruption, so that's all I care about. Next, so let's go through. We've got 10 there, and we've got 8 there. We're almost there. We got Dark Embrace. Now, as a man, I have been taught to not feel emotions. It is not smart to feel emotions, so you just gotta embrace that darkness. So that's gonna go in A tier. That's going to go in A tier. And it's fine to not have something stand in C tier. Not that many things, that is. But one thing that, this is where anger takes a hold again. Anger actually does matter just a little bit. Not too much. But it does matter. It does indeed. So, defend. It does not make me feel smart to play defend. Because why would I protect myself whenever I could protect myself by hitting the opponent? Why would I protect myself whenever I could just bash the guy over the head? However, and so that would make it an F tier. However, it makes me so angry. This card makes me so angry. He's getting bumped up to C tier. It's getting to C tier. This trash. It's trash. And I can finally stop doing this accent, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. I'm free. I can speak. I have my own free will. This is great. Oh my gosh, thank goodness. I can finally Alright, we're gonna spin the wheel again. Alright, what do we get this time? What do we get this time? How pretty something is. Now, anger can be pretty. Now, how smart something can make me feel pretty. Pretty could mean a lot of things. So, demon form. Now, it really depends on the beta art on some of these. Like this one. Like, I need to see the beta art before I want to continue saying that, like, oh gosh, that is not pretty. Look at demon form. Let's look at it. And now that's pretty. That's pretty. That He's so angry. He's so angry. Guys, come on. You gotta take him seriously. He's so angry. He's so angry. Come on. Gotta take him seriously. Look at his face. He's got the little eyebrows. Alright, so yeah. This is going in, yeah, and it's very angry, but that matters less. Oh, I forgot to add that. Purdy. You guys can see none of this. You guys can see absolutely none of this whiteboard. Like, does this help? Does it help if I just do this? Does this help? Seeing the words horizontally, because it is very uncomfortable, but you know, oh gosh, you guys can't even see the words. Okay, maybe angle this down a little bit. Is this helpful? There you go. Now you guys can read it with, like, gosh, this video. Oh, oops. As you can tell, I'm launching myself, which is very awkward, as I have found. But next card. Oh yeah, I forgot that I was even ranking. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's rank this as a yield S tier. Disarm. Now this arm is pretty. This arm is less pretty. So, seeing as it's only half of my arms that, actually this is very uncomfortable, seeing as is only half of my arms that are pretty, and only, in this arm has all the anger, and this arm is, actually no, this arm's the smart one. Seeing, actually, is it? Having this conversation is very smart. Seeing as that is the case, I have to put this in B tier. Actually, no, C tier is like the mid tier, is it not? So yeah, we're gonna put that in C tier. Hey, C tier is finally filled up. It's arrived at the party. Next one, double tap. Boom, boom, boom. I love double tapping things. Like, you know, double tapping my shorts is my favorite. Like, you should always do that. Actually no, don't double tap sub because they'll unsub. But double tapping is fairly smart. There's got to be a way that I can add something. Text maybe. Modifiers. That's big. Smartness, prettiness, anger. There we go. That is very big. You guys didn't notice that? Next card. Yeah, I had something in my throat. Sorry. Anyway, double tap. Yeah. I forgot what we said. Just gonna put you here. Drop kick. I love drop kicking people. Sometimes it's like a little bit nasty, but I feel like that nastiness brings something to it. Why am I ranking things so fast? I have no idea. We are at 16, 20, 24 cards. Dual wield. Now, this works for smartness. Why would I hold one sword whenever I can hold two swords? Why would I do that? It's smart. Anger. Now, that's where it kind of loses me, where you'd think that this would be its strong point. Where you think that it'd be, since it's so angry, since it's so, yeah, because you're holding two swords, you think that it's a big man. No, it's really insecure. Because you're really trying to make up for something. But it is smart, and it is pretty. Slicing through two waves of enemies at once is very pretty. So, and pretty is the one that matters the most. So we're gonna put this at an A tier. Actually, no. Let's make it B tier. Next up, entrench. How smart does that make me feel whenever I entrench the enemy? It is very tactical. It is very tactical to entrench someone. I don't even know what that means, but it feels very tactical. It sounds like a big word, so it's not a big word. It's like 6 letters, but you know, it sounds like one. So, next up, it's also it's not very pretty though, but it does satisfy the 2 other categories, so that's why it's going in C tier. It doesn't matter as much the other 2 categories, however, it doesn't matter some. Next, so now we have 10 here, 20 there, 26. We're at 26. We've gone through quite a few cards. Next up is evolve. I hate this thing. Why is it so small? Don't take that out of context. Evolve. Now, if I have to tell you something about one card, let's find evolve first. That's not evolve. Evolve. That's kind of pretty. Is that evolving is very smart. Why would you stay as your base form whenever you can evolve into like a Raichu? Why do you want a Pikachu whenever you could get like I guess that's Raichu. Why would you get like a Eevee whenever you could get like an Epsilon or a Vaporeon, you sick people? Why would you get a Charmander whenever you could get a beautiful Charizard? Wait, I put that above my face. Oops. Why would you get any of these things whenever you could get evolve? Whenever you could evolve? Why? That is very smart. Is it angry? Yes. Because when do Pokemon evolve? When do the main Pokemon evolve? Whenever the plot armor hits. And whenever the plot armor hits, that's whenever the main guy and the main Pokemon are angry. Have I watched Pokemon? Not since I was 5, but that's how we're going to go at it. So, let's see here. This one. We are back, and we are going to rank evolve. Oh, shoot, I completely forgot every single argument I made. We're gonna put evolve at, I feel like it's a, oh yeah, because anger, smart, it is also very pretty. So I think that it's a well-deserved A. That is the most solid A I've seen up to this point. It has hit A in every single category. It's anger, but like, you know, not that riveting anger. It's smart, like, why wouldn't you evolve? And it's pretty. But it's not like too high on any one of those. It is the perfect A tier across the board. So, next up, we have Exhume. Now, Exhume is a very, actually, let's double check. I want to make sure that I'm not like, yeah, we've got 3 more cards to rank. Exhume. That is smart. Why would you exhaust a card whenever you could just pull it back? Why not yoink something back? That's smart. Is it pretty? No, I don't like seeing zombies. I'm sorry, but like I've never seen a pretty zombie. Actually, there was that one, but it was only that one. Next, is it angry though? No, not at all. So despite the fact that I would say it's probably a B tier on smartness, it's like F tier on the rest. So I'm gonna put that in a D tier. If you're angry about that, then you go in S tier. If you're angry, actually no, because that's not very smart or pretty. So I'll put you in maybe like a C tier. But I think this is a perfect ranking. Next up, actually no, it's not a perfect ranking. Next up though is feed. If we had hunger right now, this thing would be an S tier. But as it is not as lucky as say anger, who immediately got an S tier because we were going based off of how angry it makes me feel. Feed goes. It does. Is it smart? No, it's a base desire to fulfill. Like you need to eat to live, you know. So I am maybe like I don't know. It's like it's not pretty. It's not smart. But let's just say your girlfriend or your significant other is hungry. Are they pretty then? No, but they themselves are pretty. So it really is the opposite of pretty. It detracts from it. It makes you angry. It makes you're hungry. Now you're hangry. Yeah, that is an F tier. So hard. Feed, F tier. Next up, feel no pain. Like I said before, men aren't supposed to like feel emotions, so that's smart. You're not supposed to feel them, so that way they don't get burned. So that way you don't get burned. Next up, is it pretty? Is it pretty to, let's look at the beta art real quick. There. Feel no pain. Let's see, I can't find the card. Feeling no pain. I'm feeling the pain of not being able to find this, so... And where the heck is this? Oh, there it is. There it is. Is it pretty? Ooh, no, that is not pretty at all. Ew. No. Get out of here. Let's get that out of the way. It's not pretty at all, that beta art. Now, is it smart? Like I said, so is absolutely smart. But however, pretty is the most important thing. In anger, you don't feel anger whenever you're not feeling any pain. So I'm gonna put this at a D tier. Now there are two reasons why I'm putting it at D tier instead of C tier. One is because it's pretty is the most important thing, anger is the third most important thing, and it's lacking in both of those. And then there's the one in the middle that it's probably like it would actually be an S tier, so I would be more inclined to put in C tier. Now why am I not? And that is the most important reason why I am not putting it in C tier, is because it looks more, it is more satisfying to have an even sort of flat paste right here than it is to have one that's just like this. I'd rather fill in this hole. Maybe that was really gotta stop making those jokes, but that concludes this ranking for now. And because now we get to add another modifier. It is time. It is so time. I'm tired of ranking these cards on these methods because it doesn't feel like we have enough to base these cards off of. Does it not? We need more things to convolute it. Really? Yeah, like we really do. Now, no, please stop. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, how warm does it make me feel? How warm? Oh, thank goodness. I did not want to play this game right now. That's kind of funny though that I don't want to play Slay the Spire, which I am currently ranking. How warm does it make me feel? And the first card is Fiend Fire. Let me first update this text. Let's take this text. Properties. Warmness. Okay. There we go. So, how warm does a fire make you feel? How warm does it make you feel? 'Cause I haven't met a cold fire yet. There was that one episode in Doctor Who, but like with the cold star, but like the fire makes me warm. Fire warm, ice hot. Wait, fire warm, ice cold. Ice is not hot as it turns out. So Fiend Fire, that is going in S tier. I don't even care about the rest of them, even though they also work for it. I don't care about the rest because this is the most important thing, and that is such a strong S tier that I cannot, in good faith, put it any lower than S tier. Like, that is 100% an S tier in any sort of situation. Now, fire breathing. Wait, we just got into the fire territory. Flame breathing. Smart? Yes. Because I'm not gonna lie, if you can breathe fire, why wouldn't you? Next, is it pretty? Tell me this. Do you think dragons are pretty? Internet says yes. Anger. I don't see, if someone's breathing fire at me, I'm not gonna expect them to be in a hunky-dory mood. So this is going in S tier. Flame barrier. This is where the only flame does not get an S. It is smart. It is pretty. But the modifier that affects the least is bringing it down to the very top of A. The modifier anger. Because if you're putting up barriers, are you that angry? No, you're not. But it just brings it down by a little bit. Just enough to absolutely wreck it from the top spot. Next up, flex. Oh, this makes me so warm in ways I will not describe in order to keep my channel intact. But if someone flexes around me, oh, that's going in near top. Anger has the strict S tier. Clash has the follow up. Then it's flex. So let's see how many have we ranked. This is 5, 7, 13, 19, 24. We are one away. Wait, 24. 6, 12, 19. Oh no, we're not. Oh no, we're not. We are 7 away from another roll. Yeah, we've got quite a bit left. Ghostly armor. Now, does that make me warm? No, ghosts are cold. Like that's the thing, is that they're cold. Is it pretty? Some ghosts can be pretty, but a lot of them aren't. Have you ever watched Ghostbusters? There's only one pretty ghost, and she may be very pretty, but like we're not talking about that one right now. That's the outlier. Next up is, does it make us angry? No. I mean, ghosts sometimes can make you angry. Speaking of Ghostbusters, there's a lot of them that made the protagonist angry. However, it's not the most angry. Now, if I were a sane person, I would put this in F tier right now. If I were a sane person. But I'm not a sane person because it wins me over in the smart category, dragging it from F tier to the bottom of D tier. The very bottom of D tier. So, next up we've got Havoc, angry, check, smart, not check, pretty, not check. Next up, warmness, Not chat. It's like in the C tier for that. I think a C tier is perfect. Actually, no, it's anger that did it. So I think it's at the very top of D tier. Anger is the least modifiable basis. I don't know why I put that at the top. I'll change that. Um, I swear. Properties. Boop boop. Anger. There we go. Absolutely perfect. Next up, we've got headbutt. Headbutt. All right. We're kicking people's heads in. That checks anger. That checks smart. You gotta lead them into that kick. You've gotta strike them where it hurts. Well, I mean, anything would be hurting if, like, you absolutely drop kicked them, especially in the face. So I think, and is it pretty? Headbutt? No. Come on, be real. It's funny. It brings a little warmness. Not too much, but a little bit. But it's not pretty. So I think that is in C tier. Next up, heavy blade. No, I'm going through these quite quickly, so I'm double checking to make sure whether or not I've surpassed limits. 15, 24, 30. We're at 37 right now. We've got some time. So, whenever we get down to the final 40, what it seems like is the final 40, I'll turn off Slay the Spire music and put on something a little bit more appropriately for the mania that is going to ensue. Heavy blade. Now, does it make me feel warm? I'm not gonna lie, seeing a heavy blade makes me feel a little bit warm inside. Is it smart? Absolutely. Why would you have a small blade like a dagger whenever you could just hit someone with something bigger? Why not? And yes, blades are pretty. Big blades are pretty. And anger. It absolutely nails that. But I feel like it's not enough in each category to make it higher than an A. I've explained it's like what, let's see here. It's like what was it? I think Dark Embrace. That was like pretty. Actually no, it was because anger was holding it back. I think it was it might have been Carnage. That was brought down because it wasn't enough of each category. It wasn't. And this is another example. So next up, we are at 8, I believe. Let me count again. 14, 20, 26, 33, 38. Yeah, we need to make it to immolate. Hemokinesis. Blood. Pretty. Check. Smart. Not really. Why would you cut yourself? You cut the opponent. Anger. Absolutely. Have you ever seen someone cut their wrist open because they're so mad? You haven't. But does it make you paint a picture in your head whenever you hear someone about someone that's so angry that they are willing to cut open their own wrist just to do you some harm? That sounds very angerful. Yes, that is a word. Don't look it up, please. Now warmness. This is an interesting one. Whenever you're bleeding, your body, that blood is hot. Not like too hot, but your body is like 90 degrees. You never really think about it, but whenever you're taking, actually no, it's like almost 100 degrees. But whenever your body's running a fever, that's at 102 degrees. That's hot. I'd like my temperature at 70. That's hot. It's not too hot, but it's pretty hot. It's hot enough. So I think that's mid B tier. Now immolate. Immolating is pretty angerful. Angerful? Is it smart? Absolutely. Why would I burn one person whenever I could commit arson everywhere? That is going in S tier, next to flex. Now here, let's cut the music for a bit, because now it is time for a little bit of chaos. So, as we rank, as we get this last, not the last one, but as we get the spin done, we're gonna change up the music a bit. So, what is going to be this? Oh baby. Oh yeah. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. My choice. I love my choice. Why do I love my choice? Because I don't care what you freaks say. I don't care anything. Impervious, S tier. Infernal Blade, S tier. All these, S tier. S tier. Always take this one. Always take every single card. I don't know how many cards I've went through. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you're going in F tier. That is how we rank. That is how I do. I just realized that I wasted all my rankings, but it was totally worth it. This is the perfect ranking, and there is no way that you can deny the perfection that is this ranking. So, what is the next modifier? Let's see. Come on. Nothing too... No, don't... No. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. I did not want to play. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Alright. So, how does it apply in real life? How does it apply real life? How does it apply in real life? That's what this matters. That is what matters at this point in time. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. So how does a pommel strike, how does hitting someone on the back of the head work in real life? Oh, it works beautifully. I love bashing my neighbors' heads in. Actually, I take that back. I love tapping my brother's head occasionally with the back end of my sword. I don't use the front end of the sword because I'm not a savage, but I like tapping him, give him a little love tap, you know? How does powering through things? Now, as someone who has been to therapy, it is way better to power through your problems than to, actually, that is a lie. I don't want anybody to take that out of context. No, you want to talk to someone. But, powering through things, that's an S tier. Now, pummeling people. I'm sorry. Has pummeling someone ever not worked? Has ever beating someone up ever not worked to get the message across? It's pretty, it's smart, it has anger, it's... You feel the warmness of their skin most definitely against your fist, and they'll feel the warmness of the beatdown. See, yeah, I think I'll put it at the very top of A tier. I don't think it deserves S tier, but it's up there. It's up there. Now, rage. This is an interesting one because it doesn't tell which type of rage. It's an S tier for anger. It's not that high for smartness, and it's not that high. I mean, there's sometimes where rage is pretty. Like, there are some times that I'm like, oh wow, that was pretty nice rage that you got right there. Now, but how does it apply in real life? Sometimes losing your temper is not a good deal. So I think that this deserves a C tier, only supported by the other modifiers. Now let's check the rankings for a bit. We've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 54. Alright. Next modifier, rampage. Rampage. Now that satisfies anger. It satisfies warmness. It satisfies prettiness. Just not gonna lie, if someone's going on a rampage, slamming heads together, causing a fuckus, that could really be pretty. Now, is it smart? Absolutely it is. You could mess up some people doing that, and that's always smart. Now, real life, it works kind of in real life, so I think it's also I think it's going one of the top ones in A tier. Next one, Reaper. Pretty, absolutely. Have you? Hold on, let's go check out this. I have been meaning to show you this. Can someone tell me? Let's look at Reaper real quick. Why did they go this hard on the art? Why did they holy crap. This is gorgeous. Look at this blue. Look at the ooh, it's the perfect balance of everything. So let's add that to. Is a gorgeous art right there. Unfortunately, we are not ranking it based off of art. Otherwise, this would be in S tier. But does reaping, does taking the soul out of someone work in real life? It does not. I'm sorry to say, but Reaper gets the very top of F tier, not S tier. Very top of F tier. Now, recklessly charging. Absolutely, that's smart. Absolutely, it works in real life. Have you ever charged at your boss? Probably not, because you're not as smart as I. Now, I don't know about you, but I got some vacation time off of that. I've got so much vacation time now that I recklessly charged against my boss and nearly got a lawsuit. But you know, that's what it's all about. It's almost. So, I think that's an S tier. Let's look at how many cards we've ranked. That's 10. That's 5, 18, 20, 25, 28. That's 35, 40, 42, 45, 55. And now that is exactly the timing I need to, because now we are checking out the next ranking. Wait, that's the wrong one. There we go. Okay, come on. Come on. I don't know. What? Okay, there we go. Come on, there we go. What's the next ranking? Please, don't make... There's one that I just don't want to rank. Oh, thank goodness, it's not that. How much does it make me feel like I'm a big man? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some of these, okay, this is like awful for the like how bright it is. Okay. Let me move this real quick. There we go. Properties. Let's add big man. Oh yeah. Some of these make me feel like a very big man. I feel like such a big man at some of these. But let me tell you, Rupture does not make me feel like a big man. I mean, I get strong, but it's not, it's using artificial measures. If you think about it, Rupture, oh, one moment. Rupture is like steroids. Because what do steroids do? They enhance your abilities. However, what does Rupture do? It enhances your abilities, but it requires you to hurt yourself. And what do steroids do? What do steroids do to make you feel stronger? To make you stronger? They hurt you. You gotta inject yourself with a needle that takes away like 40 years of your life. So, does it make you feel like a big man? Does it? Does it really? No, it doesn't. No, instead, that's going in F tier. Next up, we've got Searing Blow. Oh, yeah. 1, it satisfies warmness. 2, it works in real life. Have you ever seared someone's blow? Don't take that out of context. Is it pretty? Oh, yeah. Fire's pretty. Is it smart? Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't I put oil on my flame and start burning it as I cut people? Who cares if it actually works or not? Does it angry? Oh yeah, it's not too angry because you actually have to set it up, but oh my gosh. Fire sword. Let's go in an A tier. Another top of A tier. Second wind. Angry, no, but that's pretty much obsolete at this point. There's 5 modifiers after it. It's smart to take a little break once in a while. It's absolutely smart. Now, is it, next up, is it pretty? Sometimes it's pretty, most of the time it's not, but it's in the middle there, so it doesn't really affect it too much. It doesn't make me warm. It's on fire, are you kidding? Real life. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Next, does it work in real life to take a step back and actually think about your actions? Absolutely not. That's going in F tier. Next card. Seeing red. Anger. Again, obsolete, but it does work for it. Is it smart to start seeing red? Not really. I mean, it's more important to like actually see all the colors, but you know, that's fine. But does it make me feel like a big man whenever I'm seeing red? It does it? Just a little bit, not too much. I'm not gonna lie, that's like in the extremes, but it's in both extremes. Like, yeah, on one part it does make me feel like a big man, absolutely, but at the other side it also feels like I'm hiding my insecurities. So that's going in B tier, and I believe as we get down to the final 10, we are going to apply one more modifier whenever we get down to the last 10. Then we're going to apply 1 at the last 5. Then we're going to apply one at 3, 2, and 1. Oh gosh, one is gonna be I have to play the entire game. Oh gosh. But we'll focus on that later. Sentinel. If I feel like I'm a strong point, if I feel like I am a soldier in my army, oh yeah, that makes me feel like such a big man. Now Severed Soul. I'm kind of messing with these rankings a bit. I don't care. Next up, Shockwave. Oh, if I send ripples through the ground that I am standing on. One, that works in real life, because if you see someone stomping on the ground, you will be and actually creating ripples, that would be terrifying. Next up, is it warm? But that's 3 waves down. Does it make me feel like a big man? Absolutely. That honestly is strong enough to put it on another S tier. Now, we have to roll again. So let's pick this up, and this is going to be for the next 5. This is the most important deal. Claw. Perfect. Perfect. Now, what does claw mean? What does the holy claw mean? No one knows. But shrug it off. I'm sorry, but I don't see any claws. Spot weakness, no claws. Slash, no claws. Sword boomerang, no claws. Thunderclap, I just realized I wasn't even at the top 10, but it doesn't matter. No claws. True grit, no claws. Alright. That's what claw means. Next ranking. Next ranking. This is for the top 5. Oh gosh. Oh, thank goodness. Smooth. How smooth is this thing? It's too big. There we go. Y'all can read all that, right? How smooth is each card? Now this only applies to 2. Twin Strike and Uppercut. Twin Strike, 1, you don't see many claws, so that does bring it down a tier. However, it is kind of smooth, so I would say that's a C tier. It would have been B tier otherwise. No Uppercut. No Uppercut. I'm sorry, but is that a fist I see? Is this a fist? That seems like a claw. So it does get the claw. Now, is it smooth? It's not very smooth, but I don't know. I think I could argue otherwise, because I think it could be smooth. 1 clean uppercut. That's something that some people do say. So I think that deserves an A tier. Now, here is the top 3. We are going to roll 3 times, because I'm not going to pull this back and forth. So I'm going to roll 3 times, and each of these they're going to apply all at the same time. I was going to have it one at a time, but I think it might be better to have the top 3 have 3 at once. So let's pull it up. Oh yeah, it's already pulled up. Perfect. And I'm tired of this music, sound, so I'm just gonna mute this real quick. All right, first ranking, first modifier. Okay, motivation and disappointment. Really, it's about disappointment. Disappointment How? Oh, please, please stop. Oh, thank goodness. Does it spin? Pretty much the same thing as disappointment, because it really does it matter about anything else other than the fact that it spins? Does it? Oh gosh, please stop. Stop. Okay. And is it red? Oh yeah. The perfect modifiers to land on. So, red? Disappointment. And the final one was spin. Okay. Okay. There we go. And I just closed it out. So Warcry. Does it spin? No. Is it disappointing? Absolutely. Have you ever taken a Warcry and felt like overjoyed about it? No, you're always disappointed. Like, whenever one of those card rewards, it is disappointing. Is it smooth? Absolutely not. So I think that that deserves a C tier. Now, Whirlwind. How disappointed do you feel whenever that Whirlwind just isn't enough? Whenever you don't have that much energy. Whenever it deals less damage than a strike. So, that's disappointing. It does spin, and it's smooth, because if you've ever seen a speedrunner, so they go nuts on this thing. So that's going in S tier. Absolutely. Now, for the final one, it is Wild Strike. A Wild Strike is not very smooth. Wild Strike is very jittery. Very it's very jagged. Now, is it Claw? Actually, no. Why am I bringing up Claw? How is it disappointing? Yes. Like, I mean, it's a good bit of damage, but it's also not that good of a card because you have to shuffle a wound. And that is very disappointing. Now, is it red? Oh, it's red. It is so red. So I think this goes in an A tier. I think this is the perfect tier list. Now, yeah, I think this is very. We could even take away all these modifiers here. We could take away all these modifiers and look at this tier list. Oh, I'm downloading this. Let's look at this. Let's add. It didn't work. It didn't work. Help. Help. It didn't work. It didn't work. Okay, it didn't work. Alright. That's fine. The entire point is that this is your objective. Absolutely objective. Tier list of all of the ironclad cards. There is no way you can tell me otherwise. This is the most objective it can get. Is it not? After all, you see, you strike at F tier, so that means that everything else is correct. You see, Clash at S tier. That's all you gotta say, and then sign me up. And that's gonna be where we leave it off. I'm glad you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed, I guess I should say. I shouldn't take that for granted. And I'll see you next time. This, maybe we'll do Silent. Maybe we'll do the items for Risk Rain too. I hope you enjoyed.